So the month of March is coming to an end, and that means that next month we can anticipate spring break. I always try to do something special or travel or go somewhere during spring break. So throughout the course of this video, I'm going to be letting you know about 10 vacation ready fragrances and why I enjoy them so much. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I tell you about these 10 vacation-ready fragrances, why I enjoy them so much and why I kind of foresee myself wearing them as the weather starts to get nice outside, or maybe I decide to travel a bit, I do want to start things off by mentioning that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload a future video. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode. Now, I was looking around online and I noticed that a lot of these fragrances can actually be found discounted on maxaroma.com. I am going to leave links down below for your convenience if you're interested in either sampling or purchasing any of these fragrances. Max Aroma is an amazing website to do business with. Very good customer service, fast shipping, very friendly staff, and a couple of the owners are friends of mine. So I personally love Max Aroma. So I'm going to leave links down below for your convenience. So let's just go ahead and start things off. And I want to get the first one out of the way. This is one that I directly worked on as a creative director. The perfumer for this fragrance is the same perfumer who has done many fragrances for Nishane, Algabra, Unique Luxury. His name is Jorge Lee, based out of Turkey. This one is called Away. This is an amazing summer, fresh lavender, yuzu, coconut, lime, and incense fragrance. It has a lot of these dark tonalities, but it has this very bright, fresh, and tart yuzu opening. And this one for me was inspired by Homer's Odyssey. It's a beautiful fragrance, definitely going back to some of my cultural roots because I am of Greek descent. So this one is very personal, very sentimental to me, but I think it's a very accessible formula, compliment getter, perfect for the summertime, and one that I definitely plan on wearing when I go on vacation very soon. I have a trip that's planned in July, but of course next month is spring break, so hopefully I can get away and do something during spring break as well with my family. The next fragrance I want to talk about is, and you can pretty much substitute any flanker from this line, including the original. This one is Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. Now, the bottle that I'm holding is Light Blue Sun. This one has this very bright, fresh, coconut, tropical kind of a smell, but the original Light Blue is also very fresh, summer ready, fun, energizing, spirit lifting. And if you're going on vacation or if you're going on an extended trip, especially if you're going to like a warm tropical location, man, anything from this line is going to do so remarkably well. And the same applies to the women's offering as well, Light Blue for Women by Dolce & Gabbana. Now here's another one that I personally love. The perfumer for this fragrance is Elias Hermenides. This fragrance has a lot of green notes, kind of an aromatic heart. You have basil, mint, also a little bit of a cardamom spiciness, but also a bunch of citrus in the opening, which makes this one so bright and inviting. This one by Nishane is called Ege. Now this one was inspired by the Aegean Sea, and it definitely has this vacation trip, holiday kind of a personality about it. I personally love it. And believe it or not, there's a designer fragrance that reminds me a lot of Ege by Nishane. Of course, it's done in a different manner, and it's not 100% the same, but it would fall under the same olfactive family. And that fragrance by Montblanc is called Explorer Ultra Blue. Very different from the original Explorer. This has ambergris, it has some oceanic tendencies. It also has a fruity accord in here. So very interesting fragrance, and definitely the designer counterpart to Ege by Nishane. People also compare this one to a chrome flanker by Azzaro, and I get that comparison as well. Very soft, smooth, subtle, creamy, kind of has this clean white floral property about it. Now, when you're thinking of going on holiday, what better fragrance is there to pick than Holidays by Mancera? My wife loves this one specifically because it smells like suntan lotion. It has this salty coconut kind of a vibe with some exotic florals in there. Maybe a ylang ylang if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly, but definitely a very summertime easy to wear, tropical smelling and exotic smelling fragrance. And I personally really love holidays. So many great fragrances from this brand, but this one is perfect for the summertime. And of course, another fragrance that always reminds me of summer. This one is a great grapefruit-based fragrance by Memo Paris. It's called Corfu, and it's inspired by Kerkira, which is located in Greece. And this fragrance, grapefruit, rhubarb, woods, but also a bunch of citrus in the opening. I did a review of it, so I'm going to leave a card up here if you're interested in checking it out. But there's something very fun, upbeat, bright, and effervescent about this fragrance. As soon as you smell that citrus in the opening, that bouquet of citrus fruits, it immediately puts you in a good mood. I love Corfu by Memo Paris, one of the brand's best in my opinion, and probably the best one right next to Floam when it comes to their summertime offerings. Now this next fragrance also has grapefruit in addition to some other citrus ingredients, and then I believe there's a little bit of like this lavender, iris, violet thing happening in the heart. There's also a flanker of this fragrance, but this summer, I plan on wearing the original because despite the fact it's been around for a long time, I spent significantly more time wearing the flanker. So the fragrance to which I'm referring is Mephisto by Casa Moratti, which falls under the Xerjoff umbrella. I also own Mephisto Gentiluomo. Love that fragrance so much. This one does get compared to Silver Mountain Water by Creed, but it does definitely have its own personality in there. So the more you wear it, the more you start to pick up on the elements of this fragrance that make it unique. And in addition to those notes that I mentioned, there's also Rose Absolute, Mysore Sandalwood, Cedarwood, Amber, Musks, Bergamot, Calabrian Lemon. All of the ingredients are listed on the back of this one because it is a tester. So very complex DNA, but very bright, fresh, and fun for the summertime, perfect for going on a trip, a vacation, especially to a hotter location. Now the next fragrance in here, also a bunch of citrus. Citrus is actually in the name of this fragrance. There's vetiver, there's also a hint of strawberry in here. Amazing fragrance for the summertime by BDK Parfum. This one is called Citrus Riviera. I know I've been talking a lot about this one on my channel, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. The next fragrance I wanna talk about is one that I always love to wear during the summertime. Although it's not really that old, I did spend a significant amount of time wearing this one last year. This one by Cinquecanto. It's a brand based out of Italy. The perfumer is Paolo Terenzi. You might be familiar with Tiziana Terenzi, so this is a sister company. This one is called Isota. Now this has a very bright minty heart, but not because explicitly on account of the note of mint. This one has eucalyptus and geranium. So it's very bright, minty, but then there's also this resolute woodsy base that not only makes it bright, fun, and vacation ready, but it also makes it very classy, mature, and elegant, and I love that. So we're gonna keep one niche. So this one is in the number 2 spot, but it's the number 1 niche, if you will. And one thing about me going on vacation is I always like to pick a fragrance that I've never worn before. This way, whenever I do go on vacation, I can wear that fragrance again several months later and be reminded of that great time that I had when I was on vacation. But one fragrance that came out recently, which I think is, and not super recently, but within the last couple of years, that I think is great for the summertime. Very fun, casual DNA, compliment getter, very refreshing, tons of citrus in here, but also a level of uniqueness because it has the note of mastic oil in it, otherwise known as lentisque, is by Giorgio Armani, and this one is called Acqua di Gio Profondo. Every single time I wear this fragrance, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm like, I made the right choice today. There's nothing overly complex about it. There's nothing challenging about it. It's a beautiful fragrance. It does possess a lot of that original Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio DNA that was so popular in the mid-90s, created by master perfumer Alberto Morillas. And this fragrance just has that bright, fresh, fun, citrusy, clean jasmine lime DNA with that added note of mastic oil, which kind of gives it this exotic touch. And so, you know, if you are going on vacation, you're going on holiday, you're looking for something that is just very upbeat, something that's going to get you compliments, something that's going to keep you smelling fresh for a long period of time, I definitely think Acqua di Gio Profondo is a great fragrance for that. Profumo, on the other hand, is a little bit darker with that patchouli, but in any case, these are 10 vacation-ready fragrances especially if you're going to a warm location. If you're traveling up north, then perhaps you want to go for something a little bit heavier. But when I think of holidays, when I think of vacations, these are the fragrances that come to mind, or at least some of the fragrances. I have a pretty big collection. So, and I do want to mention once more that if you're interested in sampling or purchasing any of these fragrances, you may do so at Max Aroma. I'm not entirely sure if they have the Sun Flanker of Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana, but they certainly have the original and a couple of others. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. It would mean a lot to me. Hit the bell and subscribe. This way you're kept up to date on future uploads. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.